Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us we have the Prunus J-360TS. This is an AM, FM, shortwave, Bluetooth, MP3 player, cassette recorder, portable radio. That's a lot in a package. Nice. You can see this retailing for $35.99 at Amazon USA. I'll have links in the pay link section if you so desire to pick this bad boy up. Though I'd buy it on sale because mine had a 10% off coupon, bringing the price down to $32.40. Rock on. That's not too bad of a price for what this has to offer. Let's talk about it. Prunus J-360TS cassette radio. Sweet graphic, huh? Love it, yeah. It's a peach. Yes, it is. Anyway, number one radio, that's pretty much all that's on here, except for contact information upside down. Can you read it? Can you read it? Nope, you can't, but that's all right. Throw that box aside. What do we get in the box? We get to start a show. Pcha! Cool. There you are. All right, what else do we get in the box? We get a charging cable. Yes, I said charging cable. Look at that. USB-A to C. Nice. And we get a carry lanyard. Though I wouldn't use it because it's a pretty heavy radio, and I just don't trust these carry lanyards with heavy radios. I would say on a small portable radio, but not on a bigger one like this. But you get it. All right. You don't have to use it. Here's your manual. Prunus. Okay, and you got illustration, and there's your contact information. If you want to email them, say, what's up? todderbert rocks. So you got a preface here. There you go. Read this to get to know your stuff. All right, electrical safety. Read it, know it, practice it. Oh, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Precautionary stuff. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Guys, read all that? Okay, great. You're doing a good job. Product components. It's got all the stuff going on. Yeah, it's got fast forward, rewind. It's got all that fun stuff. Yes, and all the stuff it corresponds to. Wow, looks like a lot of stuff, right? It really isn't. So it looks busy, but it's not that bad. Okay, product specifications. Okay, so there's your bands, FM, AM, shortwave. Shortwave's kind of lacking. We'll talk about some of the stuff I wish it could improve on, but we'll keep going. Oh, if you look here, it says lithium-ion batteries. Yes, plural. Nice, huh? We'll get to that too. There you are. Oh, you talk about it right there. Okay, cool. USB-C charging, yeah, so you're getting the idea, right? Now, it says right here with the solar charging, I thought that was pretty cool. It says, without batteries, the device operates directly via solar panel. Now, I couldn't test that, so I don't know if that's legit, especially with the tape player running. That's a lot of power being used. I just don't see that panel producing enough power to operate the cassette recorder, though it might run the radio. If I find out, I'll put a pop-up. If not, I'll try to put something in the comments section if I am able to test it. It's been overcast the last couple of days, so I haven't been able to get out there. All right, so here you go. You got a charge status indication. Yeah, red, green. It's pretty basic, right? It's good to know green is done because a lot of people know, what's a radio charge? Because it stays red all the time on some cheaper radios. It's annoying, but here you get the idea, right? So I'm just showing this for posterity. It's a pretty basic thing, as you see here. It's nothing spectacular, okay? But in case I missed something, it's all right here. Bluetooth, MP3, rock on, right? And we're just trying to get through this manual. That way we can get to the radio and have some fun. And this is for those who lost their manual. They got it all right here. And then it's for me, too, in case I don't want to unbox the radio or try to dig it out of my collection. If somebody has a question, I can just refer to the manual on my own video, which I do all the time. LED flashlights, see, that's a good thing, right? After sales service, again, they're not. All right, great. So we'll toss that aside. We'll toss this stuff aside. All right, the radio. So let's go over dimensions real quick so get an idea of our size for this bad boy. This is 8 1/4 inches in length. We have a height with the top buttons here of 4.5 inches and a case depth of 2 3/8 of an inch. That includes the back solar panel. Yep, there's that solar panel. I mean, it looks pretty large, but yeah, again, it's a little solar panel compared to what I'm used to. I got some big fold-out ones that do 100 watts, which is pretty nice. Rock on. You can search todderbert solar panel and you'll see what I'm talking about. I demoed a couple. They're neat. They're fun to have. And it would work with this radio, so rock on. That's my favorite 2 words today in this video. Amazing. So anyway, let's do a size comparison. So what else do I got running around here? I got a radio CC Pocket. Okay, so I'm doing this in the morning. It's 10:32 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Chicago, Illinois, USA, for the sake of the band scans. Let's go pick up local stations pretty much. There's a reason why we're doing it during the day because, yeah, we'll talk about it. But anyway, there's the CC Pocket. Fits where the speaker goes. It's not that bad, right? Then we have CC Skywave 2. We usually use this for frequency checking. We're not going to, though, in this video. We don't need to. No. But there you go. CC Skywave. Rock on. And, of course, we don't have those. We have a deck of cards for those who have deck of cards. I don't know if you guys do or not, but I do. And it's Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves Prunus from, can you guess it, China land. Ding, 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 ding. China land. Prunus land. Wherever you want to get it, man. It's my cassette player that's rechargeable, man. Yeah, it's the biggest selling point on this whole thing is it's rechargeable cassette player. It's pretty cool. All right, so that's the deck of cards. I love having Iron Man out there. You guys know that. I'm a fan. Boy, the Mr. Iron Man. I love it. All right, so anyway, features of the 360TS. Let's get into it. So you take it out of the box and you go, wow, that thing's pretty cool. Well, right away, it's got kind of a cheap feel to it. You can tell the plastics aren't fantastic. They got some sharp edges here. Like I noticed on these corners here on top. I thought this was metal for a second because it got me. Kind of bit me right there. So you got some sharp corners. I wish they would round those off. That would be nice. So it could improve on the quality of, just everything feels kind of cheap. You know, the buttons feel pretty cheap. I mean, there's nothing, it just doesn't feel like premium, okay? It doesn't feel like $35. It feels more like $25, okay? Yeah, so I'm already giving you my opinion, but yeah, there you go. So on the left-hand side, volume control. It gets loud quick, so be careful when you're wearing headphones. I did notice that. Talking about headphones, headphone experience. There's low-level hiss. I imagine there would be with these cassette players. No stereo, which I was upset with because, you know, it's got an MP3 player and Bluetooth. Why not have stereo? Does it record in stereo? Probably not. So just putting it out there, it's probably a mono recording device. So keep that in mind. We'll talk about recording here in a second. But on FM, Bluetooth, MP3, and tape playback, expect moderate lows, strong mids, and strong highs, so it's high-pitched. Shortwave and AM, expect low neutral tone, which isn't too bad listening. It's what it is. So an interesting thing I noticed when I plugged the phones in, I got no audio until I switched the modes. Then I got audio. Then when I unplugged the headphones, it didn't go to speaker mode. It just was like muted. So then I had to switch the mode switch up here again to whatever, like, you know, tape, radio, whatever. Or yeah, I don't think banded. I think I had to switch the function here to get the speaker to start working. So that's a weird thing. I think it has something to do with the way this thing records. So yeah, that's just an interesting side note on the headphone thing. So if you plug it in, you don't hear anything, just cycle your mode switch and it'll work. And when you unplug them, if your speaker isn't working, just cycle the mode switch, it'll work. Here we go. There's our Type-C, 5-volt input, 1 amp. Yeah, that's what it charges at. And you can see it's got a little red light here. That's a solar panel picking up a charge. If I cover that, it should go away. There you go. There's our LED, bright LED in the dark. You got a little switch here in the front with a light. Oh, yeah. It'd be lighting up the world. Not too bad for a light on a radio. I like it. It looks old school, though. It looks like one you'd pick up from Radio Shack back in the day. You know, like what is that, like a 5mm or something like that? Those big ones? That's bigger than 5. That's like, I don't know, is that 7 or 9? Whatever. You know what I'm getting. It's bigger than normal. It's the jumbo size one. Used to call it jumbo. Go to the front here, we got our dial FM, 87 to 108. You got a little dial indicator you can barely see. And to be honest with you, you're probably not going to use the radio too much. Nah, it's not fantastic experience. We'll talk about it. AM 520, 1710, shortwave 8 to 16 megahertz. Nothing to write home about. A Sony symbol for some reason. I don't understand that. Is that a Sony symbol or is that? Yeah, it looks like it. Over here we got some MP3 controls. So you got a mode switch. You can change from Bluetooth to MP3. Pause, play, backtrack, forward track, rewind, fast forward. On MP3 mode, it only remembers the current track you're on, not the position within the track. Something to know. Your tape player set up. I got a tape in there. It didn't come with one, of course, but it's in there. And of course, we'll talk about the controls in a second. There's our speaker, about 2.5 inches behind a metal speaker grill. Has a bright audio, which I like. I'm more about the bright tone. That's just me personally. But you may not like it, so hopefully I can show that in the video. Right inside of the radio, we have the tuning knob. Now, it's really small. I wish that was larger. It's rather difficult to tune. Again, it's not a tuning radio. It's more for like playing tapes and doing media stuff. Here we have a micro SD card slot, which I'll put some music in there, demo some royalty-free music off of YouTube. Same here, we got a USB thumb drive spot, and then you got a playback LED that probably flashes when the MP3 is active. Woohoo! All of it is playback only. No recording can be done with this, unfortunately. You can't record to the micro SD card or flash drive. You can only play back from, but there is a caveat here. So when we go to the caveat, that is the controls up here for the tape deck. So we got eject. Oh, there it is, my tape. There you go. It goes in like that. And there we go. Got old-time radio on there. Okay, we got stop, fast forward, rewind. So if you're rewinding or fast forwarding, hits the end of the tape, you got to hit stop. So pay attention. Don't leave it there. You don't want to wreck anything. Play, and then once it stops playing, it'll actually stop. So that's good. Doesn't switch sides. That'd be neat if it did, right? I remember I used to have one that did that. That's cool. And then we got your record function. Now, record function is pretty neat. It'll let you record from MP3 and Bluetooth. That's really cool. So directly to the tape. I don't think it records from the mic. I think it just records internally. I think that's what that function is, and that's why the headphone thing is kind of funky with the function thing. So that is cool. So it'll record MP3, Bluetooth. It'll record microphone when you're in the tape position. So if you're in a, here's your function knob. So you got MP3, tape, and then radio. Okay. So in the middle, it'll record from the mic. Of course, when it's on MP3 and Bluetooth playing, you can hit record, it'll record that. If you're on radio and hit record, it'll record whatever's playing on the radio. That's nice. That was a really cool setup. So yeah, you got that, and then of course I showed you the function thing. Of course, your microphone built in right there. You could, this might be cool for making samples or something to a cassette thing, and then doing lo-fi or something. I don't know. It's interesting that cassette players are making a comeback. It's odd, but it's cool. So you saw that function, MP3, Bluetooth. You have tape, of course, off in the middle position, and then radio. So yeah, it's that easy. Rock on, and I think Bluetooth.
Bluetooth mode.
Okay, it sounds better. Bluetooth mode. Not ready to pair. Okay. All right, so then we got our radio. We got FM, AM, shortwave. We have our antenna here. Awesome. This extends out to a whopping 20-some inches, if I remember right. 21.5. Yeah, I had to look that up because I forgot. Back here, we're almost done going over the features. There's a few features, I guess. I'm having fun with it. A large solar panel. Yeah, it flips up. It's kind of weak because it flops. Like, this thing doesn't... It's cheap. You're walking around with it, and it's like... It's making noise. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems cheap. Back here, we got a little sticker showing our information. Boom. Vented case. Battery compartment. This is where the fun happens. Ta-da! 18650s. Look at the two of them in parallel. So they stack the capacity. So if you got one 1200 milliamp hour battery, you multiply it by 2 and you got 2400 milliamp hour capacity. Yay! Right? That's not much. It's pretty weak. They need to give us more capacity for a radio like this. So, yeah, if you really like... Oops, I hit the light there. If you really like this radio and you're going to be using it quite often, just upgrade to maybe some XH Data 3000s. You get a twin pack for $12. Pop these in here. Hey, light, what's going on? Pop these in here, and you've just pretty much tripled the capacity almost. So, yeah, that's how that works. But I do like the fact that it has this. That's pretty cool. That's, I mean, like, excitement about this radio. All right. And it plays tapes. That's cool. Bottom of the radio, nothing too exciting. Just some little feet there, molded into plastic. All right, great. So let's talk about FM reception, then start playing it and have some fun. So FM reception report, fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. This scored okay to good. It found 46 stations, whoop-de-woo. It's almost on par with a normal analog radio, even though this has a DSP in it. I expected it to be a little bit better, like 60 stations or 65 stations or 70, just something better than 46. But its selectivity is very... It's okay to good. It's very basic. Selectivity, when you're tuning, you get a strong station, it latches on that strong station. It doesn't let go for quite a while, then boom, goes to the next strong station. See, it's hard to get anything in between. That's why it didn't score very high. So that is why the FM reception gets okay to good. So it's an average rating for an analog radio, even though this is a DSP, which is digital signal processor, which is usually better. It is what it is. So let's plug in some stuff, have some fun, right? So let's demo this bad boy. So here's my little micro SD card. It's 32 gigs. They say it supports up to 32. I'm sure it can go higher if you format it FAT32. So we're going to put it in like that. Don't put a lot of thousands of files. Just, keep it pretty limited and you'll be okay. So let's go ahead and turn it on and rock out.
SD card mode.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never be sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Normally those things jolt me, but tonight I'm too busy addressing a stack of envelopes for Richard to waste any time trying to straighten Irma out.
Jane, who are you writing to?
No one we know, honey. You see, Richard is greatly interested in the primary elections, and he's coming here with a stack of election circulars he wants me to mail.
Circulars?
Yeah, there's a picture of the man, and underneath it is a description of what he's done.
Oh, I know, like those pictures of Al's friends that are hanging in the post office.
So there you go. Yeah, that's some Bluetooth MP3 action here. We got the MP3 old-time radio going on off of the micro SD, which is pretty cool. And you can record it to cassette tape, which I don't know why you would, but you could. So let's pause this. Let's switch to tape mode, which is like turning it off pretty much. But we're going to unplug this little dude. Bye. We're going to hit play on here.
I guess we came to the right place. Look at that sign. Square deal, Biggle Bottoms, the happy. Oh, so happy store.
No!
Costello, what was that? That was Beaglebottom making a cheerful refund. Oh, boy. I wonder where the hosiery department is. Let's ask this fellow over here. Pardon me, mister. Are you the floor walker? What do you think I am with this carnation on a flower pot? After all, I'm not a jerk, you know. Well, you're not trained.
So there you go. It plays cassette tapes. Rock on. Again, bright audio. It sounds great when you're playing, like, say, these classic radio shows. Definitely, now, I don't know about music, but there are some music tracks on here that sound fine from back in the day music. But, like, current music, it doesn't have any stereo on headphones. I don't know. But it is what it is. You have a cassette player, so rock on, and it's rechargeable. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stop it from up here. So you get your fast forward. Stop, rewind. Sweet, all right. Show G eject. Awesome. So we're going to go to the radio portion and then do final thoughts. So let's go ahead and just pop this antenna up. I'm in a subfloor basement, so I'm going to hook up a little wire just so we get some little bit of reception. I'm not sure what I'm going to pick up. I haven't really trialed this to see, but again, the radio isn't the strongest thing. It is the cassette player, recorder that's able to record microphone, which is awesome. And yeah, it's all rechargeable. So that's my love about this thing. All right, so I'm trying to get this antenna so it's not knocking anything over. All right, great. Got a little wire antenna going to my window, just to the inside blinds. So 22-foot wire, Kato T1. All right, so let's see what we can pick up on FM. Am I on FM? I don't know. Shortwave. So we'll go to FM. We'll see if we can cover 3 bands, give you an idea. So FM, like I told you about already, so let's turn it up and turn it to radio. A little tuning knob, which I'm not a fan of.
Well, I guess it's not too to not forget the impact of someone caring enough to say, hey.
To smile at my jokes because they're scared that their husbands are watching.
Jesus said of this church, "Thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods and have need of nothing."
Not big and crazy, but they're consistent.
Julio, recibí la factura de mi...
Commercial free music.
Commercial free! Lake 96.1.
The 96.1, that's cool. I don't get that too often. I was picking up more stations down here than I did when I was testing. Well, I didn't use a wire, so maybe that's it. So if you're wondering for better reception, use a wire.
Schedule your appointment at adventknows.com.
Notice what Jesus said. Therefore,
National Women's Baseball Center is accelerating its push to improve the historic home of the Rockford Peaches in order to...
can't steal my... I still feel these spin doggies when I puff on it. Bank Financial NA, member FDIC.
Here's comedian Howie Mid.
May increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor.
Włożyć na konto IRA, ale nie jesteśmy już w stanie...
So as you can see, the FM isn't too bad. It sounds good, and it's probably the best band on the whole radio, so Isn't that typical, though? Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and show you some shortwave action, and we'll go to AM, and then we'll be done. All right, so yeah, we're at 8 megahertz to 16. Again, time was 10:52 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Chicago, Illinois, USA. It's the end of April 2025. So let's go ahead and go to shortwave. Awesome. All right. The bottom of the band. I'm not sure what we're going to pick up. I did a scan, and I got below average results. I got about 4 stations, when I'm typically getting 8 right now. So, yeah, it's just the way it tunes. It's hard to pick up stations with it. At night, it's a little bit better in this range in here, but again, it's not really a nighttime band here. It's 8 to 16. Go quick. I think like 9.3 somewhere over here.
Spiritual realm, isn't he not?
Brother Stare recording.
Don't let nobody fool you. Even Satan today.
$10 megahertz right next to Brother Stare, so interesting. Yeah, 10 megahertz WWV out of Fort Collins, Colorado, about 900 miles away. All those little steps. It's pretty silent from where I'm at. So we pick up 15 megahertz.
Today, who is on Yahweh's side? Then come to the assemblies of Yahweh, reject the worship of Baal. Well, they leave about the altar.
Okay, that's it for that. All right, so let's go ahead and go to AM. AM, baby. All right, right in the middle. We don't need this anymore. It's an internal ferrite antenna, so yay. So I noticed that the AM reception isn't great. It's like a lot of birdies, and it's pretty much good for locals only, so we'll show you that. Let's go to the bottom of the band. So resistance on here, but you know what? It's not a bad thing, because that means you won't bump it. It stays where you put it. I guess that's a good thing about it being stiff like that. All right, so let's go ahead and turn it up. .560 WIND Chicago. Playing music? I don't get it. Wait, hold on a second here. What the heck is going on? Am I on the right thing here? I feel like I went to FM. No, I was on AM. What the frick? Where are my stations at?
And bet knowing you'll get your state back if they finish second. Log in today.
So I was looking for 670, and you can see the dial's way off here on the AM band. Past 700.
See BetMGM.com
This is 670.
for terms. 21 plus only. Illinois only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawal.
And trust. Bring your sterling silver flatware, trays, teapots, and candlesticks.
Yeah, everybody has teapots and candlesticks laying around. I don't. Do you guys?
Heavy out of the Ohio feeder out to Belmont, then slow from out.
And ensuing headaches piling up for Trump's administration. Administrative error.
1,000 day, the high points. Some days at 15,000. You know what the number was yesterday? 178.
Wow.
Sin is not absolved by the
McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the
I think this is 1,000 WMVP.
no, include
Chicago.
to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this time.
Zaplanuj finanse Chicago.
Threats to your identity, and if you're to enter our country illegally, it does require due.
Okay, so it gets quiet on top of the band. Okay, we're done. It gives you an idea. With the AM, it's not too bad. Like I said, it's mainly for locals. You might get some semi-locals in there. Maybe use a loop. It'll help. But there's that. So let's go ahead and just turn that off before I forget, because then I'll run these batteries out. Hold on a second. Where was I? Tape. Where are we at? Okay, we're in it. All right, good deal. Rock on. All right, so the Prunus J-360TS. Let's do some likes. What I like about this bad boy. I like the fact that it has bright speaker audio. Nice. That it's 18650 power. Now, when I showed these to you, I was making sure that you notice these are unprotected button top 18650s. So, yeah, that's what they include. 1200s, but like I say, you can upgrade with these. The twin pack for $11.99. If they're still selling them for that price, I would grab them. Prices of these batteries are going up, unfortunately. I noticed that when I was shopping recently. So, darn it. Don't like that. But anyway, so yeah, it runs on two of them, and it's cool. Now, you know the cool thing about that, too, is you can just install one. Yeah, if you just have one of these, stick it in there, and you've pretty much you've got more capacity than the two provided, because it'll run on one battery because it's in parallel. So it makes sense, right? Just remember, though, if you put two batteries in, make sure they're at the same voltage, because, yeah, you don't want to have one higher than the other. Then they try to balance. So charge both batteries, or charge each individual battery if you're not sure with the radio, or use a dedicated charger and then put them in. That's the best way. But yeah, there you go. So actually, I like that. So anyway, that is a like. I like about this radio. What else? It has a Bluetooth MP3 player. Hey, that's awesome. It's a cassette recorder, and it records everything off the radio. So it does record Bluetooth, which some people like. You can record Bluetooth. You can record some podcasts right to a cassette tape. That might be something that interests people. And you might be one of those people. So I can't knock this that much because it does that. That is really a neat feature. Flashlight, well, you know what? You never know when you need one. So, and it's bright enough to make a difference. USB-C charging, yeah, I'm a fan of that for sure. What else do I like? It has a headphone jack. I mean, it couldn't have one, and then you'd be like, okay, but at least it has that, so you can do some private listening. It's not the best listening, but it's there for you if you need it, so not bad. Cool. Dislikes and wants. Well, there's a few, right? So stereo, in that when you're playing headphones. When you got MP3, Bluetooth, you should be able to plug in, and tape too, stereo tape. You should have stereo playback. It would be really nice to have that. We don't have it, so which means it probably doesn't record it. I don't have any blank tapes to try. I gotta try to find some, but I don't know where a good supplier is. If you guys know a good supplier for brand new recordable cassette tapes, let me know, and I'll buy some and try it out. Recording tape to SD would be nice. Reverse. This recording to the micro SD card would have been a great feature. I'd love to have seen that, but it's not on this radio. Less sharp corners. Well, yeah, it's just the design. These are sharp. If it's just sitting there, no big deal. But if you're carrying this around with you, that's a problem. You need to do something about that. It's sharp. Prunus, if you're watching this, these are sharp. Try it. Try rubbing on here a little bit. You will cut yourself. If you got the old tender fingertips, yep. What else? Expand the shortwave band. Oh, man, come on. I mean, start this at least... I mean, everything's 5.6 lately for some reason, or 5.9, 5.6, whatever. Start it at like even lower. 3.2, yeah, that's a good one. 3.2 to 10, and then 10 to 22. I would love to see that. 2 shortwave bands. yeah, that would be fantastic. And that's what's going to help sell radios. People like shortwave, though, even though there's not much on there during the day. But at night, it does liven up a little bit. And we want those nighttime frequencies, and we can't get them at 8. So, yeah, it kind of kills that right there. You know, pretty much omit this and just add stereo. That would be a good thing, too. Better radio performance. Yeah, it didn't do that great on the radio. FM, medium wave. It's just not a monster on the radio. It could be better. Because if you want to record the radio to your cassette tape, like we used to do back in the day, you kind of want a better receiver, but it's not bad. It's like an analog receiver. If you're kind of comparing back to the old days, it's just like the old days with this thing. So overall, what's my impression? It gets a maybe recommendation. Yes, maybe. It doesn't get an upvote, doesn't get a downvote, it gets a maybe, because there are a few people this is geared for. Mainly for those who want a rechargeable cassette player recorder with Bluetooth MP3 player. That is big, and the ability to record everything to that cassette tape. That is for those people. And I would only buy this on sale. So it's $32 right now. It's a little on the high side. Like I mentioned earlier, I think it's like a $25 radio to me. Just overall, right as it sits here. That's what I would want to pay all day long. But at $32, it's a little on the higher side. Yeah, if you can find it for $32 or less, that's where you want to buy it if the features interest you. So keep that in mind. So hope you enjoyed the video at the Prunus J-360TS, because somebody asked about it, and I figured, you know what, it looks interesting enough for me because, yeah, I saw him operating on this. I'm like, I gotta check this out. So definitely, yeah, it gets a thumbs up. 2, if you like Prunus radios and want to see more, hit subscribe at the bell icon, get notified of future videos. And 3, comment down below what you think about the J-360TS. Is it for you? Do you like it? You're probably like, I wish there was a speaker over here and you have stereo sound. Well, so do I. That'd be awesome, right? Like a mini boombox. How about that, Prunus? Put a speaker here. That would be really cool. We're jumping ahead of ourselves, but there you go. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next awesome video.